Hi, my name's Holland. I'm an alcoholic, and this is my journey with service over the last couple years. So, I moved up to Minnesota in February of 2022, and when I moved to a new state, my regular, immediate forms of service is getting involved with the Young People's and Alcoholics Anonymous scene, or better known as the YPAA scene. And when I moved up here, the state conference was on hiatus. So I was kind of at a loss for what I was going to do to immediately get involved with young people service. Thankfully, one of my really good friends was like, hey, even though we don't have a state conference going on, we are bidding for YPAA, which is the International Conference of Young People in AA. And I am not opposed to bidding for conferences. It's not usually my favorite thing to do. I'm a Capricorn, so I like the immediate doing of things. So I said yes to this service opportunity, and I joined the big committee as our outreach chair, trying to get as many young people involved as possible into this process. And we went down to New Orleans that year to bid to host the International. While we were in New Orleans, while we weren't awarded the conference, Advisory Council gave us some really good feedback of, hey, if you guys have a bid, why is your state conference no longer in existence? And me not being from Minnesota, I didn't really have a good answer. But when we got back home from New Orleans, myself, my boyfriend, and one of my really good friends was like, we could just start the state conference again. We could just do it. So that is what ended up happening. The three of us went to the advisory council for the Minnesota State Conference of Young People in AA, and we just said, hey, if you give us this conference, we'll create a host committee and we'll put it on. And in 2023, Mini Pod 10 happened, and a whole new group of people who had never experienced YPAA were able to experience YPAA because they all got sober during COVID. So they had no idea these things existed. And then that led us into the service of well, if we can throw the state conference, we can probably bid for the regional conference in our area, which is YPAA, the Harland Area Conference of Young People in AA. And that is exactly what we did. And then in 2024, we went down to Omaha, Nebraska, where YPAA 8 was being held, and we bid as a small group, and we were awarded the conference. Later that year, a group from Minnesota also bid for the international conference again, and they were awarded. And this year has become the year where Minnesota is not only hosting its state conference, it's hosting the Midwest Regional Conference of YPAA, and we're hosting the International Conference of Young People in AA. And what that whole journey has showed me is the simple fact of if you build it, they will come. And if you build it and they come, the fire catches quickly. So within 2 years of me moving to Minnesota, I've had the distinct opportunity of being able to host not only 2 state conferences in a row, but now a regional conference, and I'm the outreach chair for our international conference, which is such a joy and a privilege to be able to travel all over the country and introduce myself to people in every state and get connected. And really the biggest gift that we've gotten out of all of this is seeing young people from all over who get to join and doing AA in a way that they didn't even know existed. And what the real cool part about doing service in Minnesota is we are a treatment capital. So we have lots of treatment centers in our area. Lots of people come from out of state to get sober. And while they're here, especially this new group of people, they can get involved in service in the level that we are offering it. And then once they are, they get to go back home to their areas, and the fire that they caught here, they get to spread back home. And I think that's such a unique gift that we get to really enjoy and appreciate. And I love when I go to somewhere like Florida or Alabama or North Carolina, and it's someone that I've served with a couple years ago that has gone back home, and they're involved in their state conference level. And the really unique opportunity of being able to get involved with young people service is I guess you can call it adult AA, but adult AA has noticed, and I have been given the opportunity to serve on our area simply because someone saw what I was doing with young people service, and they were like, hey, you should show up to area and really get involved. And that has just really opened up my service level. It's like really making sure I'm benefiting Minnesota as a whole. Because while Minnesota is not my home per se, Alcoholics Anonymous is my home. So wherever I live, I want to make sure I am doing my absolute best to maintain the ability for like Alcoholics Anonymous to thrive and to stay alive. So that way when a newcomer who comes to the idea that they may need a solution to living that they don't have, that the door's there for them. Because I live in the camp of, I don't think the future of Alcoholics Anonymous is like myself, the young people in AA right now. It's the people who don't know they need a book yet. So I'm going to do my absolute best to maintain the rooms and the ability for like those young people to find a book when they need it. And I'm super grateful for my opportunity to be able to be of service, not only to Alcoholics Anonymous in Minnesota, but Alcoholics Anonymous as a whole on a global scale. I'm so grateful for that just ability to move my feet and to walk arm in arm with my brothers, and that just inherent idea that like if I want something done, I just get a group of people together and we do it and more people will join. And then once I've done my part, I get the amazing gift of passing it on to someone new. And I don't have to hold on to it for dear life because I did my part of just getting it started. And now I get to watch a new group of people every year enjoy the gifts that I have been given in the past. And the new gift is watching people thrive and the light come on in their eyes and them get to do what I found so much joy doing. So with that, I'm super grateful for the life I have today, and thank you.